Origin of scientific, secular, meaning long-lasting. In astronomy the term secular is used to refer to something long-lasting and fairly continuous. Apparently it can be used in economics and earth sciences for a similar meaning. How did this usage come about, from the more, colloquially, standard meaning of non-religious? Editor Plungen points out that the etymology of secular actually stems from the Latin word secularis, which means relating to an age or period. Thus perhaps the question should be, how did the term secular come to refer to lack of religious influence?
It's the other way around. This URL. The term secularism was first used by the British writer George Jacob Holyoake in 1851. 5. Although the term was new, the general notions of freethought on which it was based had existed throughout history. In particular, early secular ideas involving the separation of philosophy and religion can be traced back to Ibn Rushd, Averroes, and the Averroism school of philosophy. 6. 7.
Secular, as Plungen or another good dictionary will tell you, comes from the Latin secula. There is no perfect translation for this, but age, as in spirit of the age, is fairly close. And that is the cause of the opposite meanings. To an economist or a journalist who is used to thinking of a decade as long enough for entire theories to rise and fall, an age is the longest period imaginable. Durable ideas can be age-old, and this age is synonymous with this world, or everything. But to a theologian, who naturally contrasts time with eternity, hence temporal as both time-related and not related to the church, an age is a fleeting moment. Isaac Watts wrote, "1,000 ages in thy sight are as an evening gone." The medieval dies irae has the line, "Solvit sicclem in favela," he dissolves the age into ashes. 19th century freethinkers, looking for a term to reflect a philosophy with no belief in eternity, reasonably chose secularism.
In researching the question of scientific secular, it appears to have two origins depending on one's own preference, which best defines the word as long-lasting. The earliest is from John Donne, a poet, lawyer and cleric, from Oxford, who in 1629 gave a sermon which in part he said, "If I had a secular glass, a glass that would run an age, it would not be enough to tell the godly man what his treasure is." The second originated from Pierre Simon Marquis de Laplace in 1801, who found the secular equation of the moon to be due to the action of the sun on the moon source. Oxford English Dictionary 1989, Volume 14, page 849.
I have no proof of this theory, but it's possible that secular picked up its meaning of lack of religious significance because of the word regular. This URL. Late 14c, from Old French regular, ecclesiastical, modern French regulaire, from late Latin regularis, containing rules for guidance, from Latin regula rule, from pi reg, move in a straight line, see regal. Earliest sense was of religious orders, the opposite of secular. Extended from late 16c. To shapes, etc., that followed predictable or uniform patterns. Sense of normal is from 1630s, meaning real, genuine, is from 1821. Old English borrowed Latin regula and nativized it as regole, rule, regulation, canon, law, standard, pattern, hence regal sticca, ruler, instrument, regalic, adj, canonical, regular. When regular began to mean appearing repeatedly, on pattern, perhaps that's when people started using secular, meaning appearing only once, to contrast with it. Then secular, being in contrast with regular, could have picked up the opposite of the other meaning of regular as well. Or that could be a complete coincidence.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.